Hello, beautiful souls. Oh my gosh. Are we pumped? Some of us more than others. I'm not naming names. We are Spread the Switches. I am Avalon. I will be hosting Spread the Switches tonight in some capacity or another, but I'm kept in line here. I'm kept straight and inspired, and I'm kept just like focused by my two amazing co-hosts. That would be Make It Rain, Allura Rain, and Chase, 2 hours. So this delicious impromptu special edition episode of Spread the Switches is inspired by, well, you. It's inspired by you who have so kindly asked the questions when it gets to the card slinging portions of all of our broadcasts. And you know what? We time cap each of our broadcasts at 2 hours, so lots of people are left with questions unanswered, and that is a terrible shame. So we have decided to put together this 100% pure card slinging episode so that we can answer your questions. And so the rules as such apply that you may all ask a question. You may even ask more than one if you've got that much conflict going on in your life. We're here to help. The one thing that we ask is that you be kind in your phrasing, be kind to each other, and of course, post all of your questions in capital letters. That means hit the caps lock button on your keyboard and amplify those letters so that we can actively see. If you have an in-between comment, keep that at a lowercase so we can differentiate. And we will try to keep up as much as possible. Remember, patience is a virtue, so fucking be patient. And now to Allora. She can say a few words, and then Chase can say a few words, and then we're just going to roll on in there. Hey?
All right. Sounds good. Yeah, definitely all caps, because the questions manager over here needs to be able to see the questions and copy and paste them. I know Chase is just giggling like a schoolgirl over this. But anyways, yeah. So we're going to be doing these quarterly, I think. And this is just, for you guys, for us too, because, when you read cards, especially like if you're a pro, there's still times when you need to exercise those muscles more so. And the way that we read on this show is fucking amazing. Like, I don't even know how it happens. Like, stack reading is so insanely synchronistic. And yeah, so I'm just excited for tonight, and I can't wait to see what questions you guys come up with. And now to my brother from another mother, Chase.
Hello, you guys. I am so excited. So every time that we get to like this part of a normal airing of STW, I always say it's my favorite part. So today could be considered like if you bought a box of Lucky Charms and realized that it was all marshmallows when you got it home. This is going to be all marshmallows, baby, and I'm so excited. An hour of just reading the cards. I freaking love it. So I do believe today that we are all still going to do a single card draw and stack on top of each other, right? Yeah. And so literally any question and every question, I do want this to be kind of just to back up what everybody else was saying. Questions in all caps, of course. And I want this to just be a super accepting place. And I want everybody to feel super free to ask whatever question that you want to, and just know that there's not going to be any judgment. Everybody in this chat right now is super fabulous and so open, and we are here with super open hearts, and we are ready for you guys. Avalon.
I'm just laughing at his marshmallow analogy. Okay, I've had a good time to giggle. So
you know that his analogy was going to be food.
It had to, I was just about to say, the Tearbro goat always has to be food, always. And who doesn't love a box full of marshmallows? Come on.
Oh my gosh. So what I'm going to do now is just to kick off this amazing live card slinging broadcast is I'm going to pull a card from the Sacred Creator Oracle. Take this as your mantra for the week ahead, and I'll probably pull a couple, you know, in intermission, just to sort of, like we were talking about, a palette cleanser, you know, just as a palette cleanser. Now, for those of you who don't know, Chris Ann Donnelly is one of our own. She has created the Sacred Creator Oracle. She is Pixie Curio on Instagram. She is hands down one of the absolute nicest, most helpful, genuine people I have ever met in my entire life. That's a big call. I love her. I love her vibe, and I just it's so much love there. So, and she's poured a lot of that love into this deck. So, by the way, in case anyone wants to know, while I was shuffling, Nourish the Sacred Feminine came jumping out. So that's a little undercurrent of a message. That's an undercurrent of a message. And now I shall shuffle for your mantra. Okay, shuffling for the mantra, setting this bold intention to harness whatever energy is at play at the moment, the beneficial, the good, the blessing, the fortuitous energy that floats around each individual person, and just, I love this one. There's 2 flipped out, 3 flipped out, so I've got to read all 3, but the first one, I'm going to read them in order. Fearless expression. Fuck yes. Fuck yes. Rise. Rise the mighty inside of you. Last one. Unstick the stuck. So declutter, cleanse, go through your social media accounts, expunge what is no longer necessary, get rid of old clothes, get rid of old belongings, get rid of people. Get rid of people who suck. Just get rid of people who suck from your life and start afresh, okay? Cleansing of tribe can be oh so important. Right, so with that said, I can only see one screen here. I can't balance screens. It's something that's weird that's going on at the moment. But do we have any questions at this moment in time? Bring your questions in. Bring your questions in. What have we got?
We don't have anything just yet. I haven't seen anything in caps, but I'm watching.
Okay, okay.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so I can't share the link right now because that would require me to open up more stuff, and yeah, I can't do that. So anywhere you want to, Facebook, Instagram, Tumblr, I don't care.
Share away. And while you are on, right at this moment in time, please hit that little thumbs up button. Please hit that little thumbs up button. Give us a little bit of support here and help us out with what we are trying to do, which is always geared towards community. We're not up here sucking fame and fortune out of people. We are literally here for community. To demonstrate this, we are 3 professional readers who are going to sit here for around 2 hours and sling some cards for you for free, okay? And all I'm asking is that you give us a little thumbs up.
Kate took my job. Damn it. I'm the questions manager. I'm just kidding. You can totally help.
I had to beat you to the punch. I had to. I was back here. I was literally on the other side of the computer screen. I was like, have to copy paste it. Hold on. And then I posted, like literally 2 minutes later, you posted. I was like, got it. Ding.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
You guys.
Okay.
Oh, how can I'm trying to balance screen so I can actually see. You know what? It doesn't matter. I can't see what I'm looking at right now, but what have we got? All right.
I'm working on it. I'm copy and pasting.
Okay, so you're pasting it. You're pasting it up.
Yeah.
All right. All right, let's begin. The first question is for Karine, from Karine LeBlanc. Am I on the right spiritual path?
Does anybody want to hear me riffle shuffle?
Oh, yeah.
Definitely don't.
Yeah, let me hear it. Because I know, that you love it. That's why. Here we go. Oh, Lord, help
I just want to give your tarot deck a hug. Give it a marshmallow.
A marshmallow. I can't even talk like you. But to be fair,
right.
your southern drawl is oh.
All right.
Okay.
So
Let me shuffle and
I'm gonna pull one. Princess of Wands. Are you on the right spiritual path? Princess of Wands says yes. Princess of Wands says that I'm inclined to name all of the characters in my tarot in my readings, but Princess of Wands says yes. She has a little message for you from an archetypal perspective, and that is when self-doubt begins to creep in and you need a direction, I ask that you step into the archetype of the Page of Wands. Now, the Page of Wands is a very capable creature in his or her own right, and they have a certain amount of learned wisdom to them. However, they are beginning something at a next level. It's a next level kind of card for me, you know. From ace through to 10, you complete a stage, you get to the court, and you are beginning something at a higher level, but you have all of that wisdom that came after you. So put that wisdom to good use, but always be open to receiving more, and be prepared to take a few risks to experiment, because fire is the other element. It's the magical element, and it is one that keeps you hungry, it keeps you ambitious, it keeps you in check as well. Be very careful not to allow that fire to run rampant in your life, but keep it in check. Be very creative in your approach to your spiritual path, but pursue it ferociously. Fearless expression applies here. There you go.
I got the same card, so all that. What did you get?
That's times two.
Oh, he got the Queen of Wands.
So I have the Queen of Wands. So the Queen of Wands also says yes, because if we're talking straight Kabbalah, we're talking Queen as a card of, what's a really good word? Of union. Of, you know, we're talking wands, so we're talking action, so we're talking a very union of action. So does the Queen of Wands say yes? She says yes. A resounding yes.
That is 3 strong yeses and a lot of fire. Like, that's triple fire right there. So that's a lot of magic in your corner. Congratulations to you, Kareem. I wonder what sneaky something you're up to in the occult world. So right, our next one would be Matthew Alvarez. Am I ready to professionally read? I'm assuming you mean tarot. Because if you wanted to be a professional reader as well, that's totally okay. Like, I actually dig being read to, just in case anyone ever wants to read to me. All right, I feel like I need, what deck is calling? What deck is calling me? Okay, somebody shuffle before me because I haven't even picked my deck yet.
Well, I already have a card if you want me to start.
Yeah, go.
Okay, so in regards to, are you ready to professionally read? This is the Lovers from the New Era Elements. Of course, this is like the deck I read with all the time on this show. But in reference to your question, I would say that you are actually in a state of indecision, and this is not, I feel like, yes, you have the ability, but you have to believe it. And until you do, you're between, you have a choice to make. The Lovers, yes, it represents union and synergy, but at the same time, it not so much in this card, but the traditional symbolism is usually 3 people on the card, meaning that there's a choice to be made. And so you really have to decide within yourself if you want to go that route and read professionally or not. It seems like you do, but you don't have the confidence. So I would encourage you to look within yourself for that confidence. And this is also a card of communication. It's represented by Gemini. And start talking to other professional readers and tell them, you know, kind of just have conversations about anything that you have questions about, or any areas where you feel like you need improvement, or things that you do well, and just kind of go back and forth and get their take on it. All right, who's next?
What card did you pull, Allora? Sorry, I had a bang on the door.
The Lovers.
The Lovers. Okay, okay. I would like to follow that, if that's okay. So to follow the Lovers, which is so far the trump in this reading, I got the Four of Swords. Okay, and the Four of Swords is pretty much saying at this point in time that if you want to go forward, you know, in keeping with Allora's message, then yes, absolutely. Definitely make that consideration, but you need to take a bit of a beat. Take a little bit of a breath first. You know, start to really think about what kind of reader you want to be. Start to think about how you are going to approach the cards, how you are going to approach other people. Are you going to do this online? Are you going to do this in person? Are you going to do this in various different ways? Like, figure out that entire plan. Now, if you're having this, if you're posting this question or posing this question, then there's a chance that you've actually thought about all of this already. But I'm still going to ask you to take a bit of a breather, because there's obviously something in your sphere of consciousness that requires a little bit of acknowledgement before you can proceed. It could be something a little bit mysterious, or the missing piece to your puzzle. But yes, there we go. That's my Four of Swords. Jace, you're up.
All right, check it. So I have drawn the Four of Cups, and the Four of Cups is screaming at me pretty loud, whether we're going with traditional meaning or not. You know, the Four of Cups is telling me that you have what it takes to be able to, yeah, absolutely, but there's something missing. It's something that is being handed to you, and something that is right in front of your face that you're just not seeing, whether that's a technique that you're lacking, or maybe an audience that you're lacking. I mean, that could very well be a part of it too. But, you know, we're talking about the cups, we're talking about emotion. So maybe it's within yourself. I do feel like it's very systemic. I just feel like it's something that is inside of you that is missing. Is it there? Yeah. But you just have to find it. So are you able? Yeah, absolutely. But you know, find that little piece of you, find that confidence in you first, and then you will definitely be ready.
Christ almighty, I love these readings.
I know, and 2 4s in a reading, you know, if you wanted to go into like the very loosely into the concept of elemental dignitaries, then we've got a little bit of an array of stuff going on here. It's a little bit intense, sparsely speaking, but yeah, 2 4s is, you know, it's pretty like plateau kind of material, so you need that extra oomph right now, and you just need that extra little something. So what's next? What's next? I'll try to choose my words really carefully then. Really
Chase and I are having a competition behind the scenes, and it's getting...
I can see it. It's distracting me.
You guys can't see it. You guys can't see it, but I know that we're down here in our little boxes in the chat just laughing away, and you guys have no idea why. We're not laughing at you guys or your questions, or it is a secret competition that we're having behind the scenes in our own chat, in our hangout. Oh, you're rude, by the way. Rude.
I'm amazing. I can see this. You have no idea. It is said, it has been written in the sacred text of the ancient world that Allora is the questions manager. And here we have the anomaly. You may call him, if you wish, the fool. The fool has swept up into this narrative that I am, you know, subsequently creating, and has decided to just make it a competition. He's decided to make it a competition.
Life is a competition, Avalon.
It's not if you win all the time, you know? Like, I win all the time, so.
No, because I win all the time, so therein lies the problem.
I have breasts. I win.
She got you there, bro.
I have a penis, so.
Only one. I've actually got 2 breasts. Two. Too
I
exquisite.
Whatever.
It's a numbers game. It's a numbers game. I'm
I
sorry.
mean, I have two somethings as well, but I feel like the conversation is just going to go places. So,
Where is this going? We're supposed to be reading cards.
Well, what's a good card slinging session without a little erotica, quite frankly? I'm wearing red lipstick. I can't help it. I'm wearing red lipstick.
Yeah, thank you for joining us on Spread This Witches, where we talk erotica and sometimes tarot.
All right, next question. Moving along. We have the Tiger's Abyss. Any advice on my Lenormand I'm starting to work on? So I'm interpreting that as the Tiger's Abyss is creating their own Lenormand deck. Anybody want to pull a card for Tiger's Abyss? Cool name, by the way. I'm always really I'm impressed. I'm delighted. I'm perplexed by all of these beautiful channel names. You know, all of these subscriber names as well. Like, it's just so creative. So creative. Oh, I got the Five of Wands. So in relation to this, I'm going to say that rivalry is going to be a bit of an issue. So what I would like to say to you is make sure that when you are in the process of creating your Lenormand deck, that you're not accidentally recreating anything that anybody else has already created. Now, I say this because this is hot off the press for me. I did this with my Bonestone Tarot with Anna, where I created a card and we sat there live in front of people and created a card, only to then realize that that same style of card, that same interpretation had already been created, you know, a day beforehand, or, you know, by the lovely Lisa Hunt. So we couldn't use it. And it was an accidental occurrence, and sometimes that can happen. So make sure that you do your research. Don't allow that worry, though, to impede your creativity. And just remember that, you know, you want to try and be as original as you can. So always do your searches beforehand, descriptive searches and things of that nature, to see if that kind of depiction has been used before. So look into that. Five of Wands.
Should I go next or no? Or what? Yeah. Okay. So actually 2 cards fell out in regards to your question. The first one I'm going to show is the Three of Wands. So with this card, I feel like it's representing that there are a lot of possibilities out there creatively, and you need to decide which ones you want to go with. But also with this card, when I was looking at it, I kept hearing in my head over and over, journey. So maybe you need to meditate or pay attention to your dreams, to where the creativity is going to come from for this deck for you. And it's going to take a lot of willpower and ambition to not only start the deck, but to finish the deck. And the other card that came out is the Ten of Cups. And with the Ten of Cups, I would tell you that the advice of this card is, when you're creating this deck, make sure that what you're creating is emotionally fulfilling to you. Not only is it aesthetically pleasing and will connect with other people, but it needs to be about you and you inside. So just pay attention to those things when you're starting to create this deck.
Well, so I have drawn the Ten of Swords. So but I drew it as Allora was talking, and I drew it at a very particular time. And so I feel that the answer lies within, because we're talking about swords, so we're talking about, you know, being stuck in our thoughts. So I feel like a giant footprint in this card is that, you know, we often, and I'm speaking, you know, maybe this is something that I shouldn't be speaking on because I feel it very personally, but you know, I'm in the beginning stages of creating my own deck. And so it's it's super easy to get stuck inside your head and be like, well, there's already so many other decks out there. There's already so many other people creating decks. What do I have to give? What can I give that somebody else hasn't given? You know, how do I do it better than somebody else? How do I get my message across without stepping on somebody else's toes? You know, it's easy to get lost into these thoughts. And, you know, again, the big footprint of this card is to not let that be the thing that stops you, because it's super easy to attack something, you know, with a Wands mindset and just throw fire at it, and you're ready to go in the beginning, and then the longer you go, it just kind of falls to the wayside. So don't get caught in your thoughts, and don't let that happen. You know, if you start the project, be super mindful and, you know, take it in pieces that you can manage, and just keep on with it. Keep on with it. Don't get stuck.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Love it, love it, love it. We have a next question. Let's roll through it. This is from Lynn Soriano. Will it be convenient for me to start a YouTube channel? Oh my gosh.
Whoa.
That's my favorite question. I think I should not go first because I need my enthusiasm to wane a little bit. Allora, that means you.
Well, hang on. I got to shuffle. Whoa. Give me a second.
I got one. I was so caught up in shuffling my sun and moon, but then the messenger oracle crept in and sort of like took me, and I'd already shuffled that one. That's an already pre-shuffled deck, and the card that I drew is perfection. It is fertile ground. So
Nice.
I do believe that the stage has been set. You know, the battleground has been created or established. Whatever analogy that you would like to use, I think now is a very, very perfect time for this, for you. And the deer is sovereign, so very powerful creature. So yes, definitely work with that kind of energy.
Should I go next, or do you have a card, Chase? Yeah. Okay. All right. So the card that came up for you from me is the 6 of Coins. And I would say with this project, yes, it's a good time. The only thing that you might need to be mindful of is balancing your time and energy. And, you know, the 6 of Coins is a good card. It's about give and take and balance. And so just make sure that you're not putting more effort into making the channel than what you're getting out of it. And as long as it doesn't become, you know, things can become our work, but they don't have to feel like work. And I'd say the moment it feels like work, take a break or get away from it for a while. But definitely, yeah, that's my advice. Just watch your give and take of your time and energy.
So I literally drew the working card. So this is the 8 of Pence. So is it, you know, so I have to, because I'm going to start explaining what I drew, and you're going to be like, that does not sound like the 8 of Pence at all. So I've been really stuck in this mode of drawing single card draws, where I draw the card and then I see what's around it. And so what was around it is the 5 of Wands and the 3 of Pence. So we're talking about working cards. The 3 of Pence and the 8 of Pence are kind of, well, obviously they're the same suit, but they're talking about the same thing. Just, you know, we're moving up the scale of the Kabbalah, you know, bringing work into fruition. And so when we're talking about the 8, we're talking about this sort of this changing phase of work. And so, you know, again, like what was said before, the foundations have been laid, and now it's time to finally really sort and figure out what it is that you want to post on there. Because a lot of times, you know, people post some stuff on their YouTube channel that doesn't go anywhere. You know, the 5 of Wands is very much about you know, useless kerfluffles. And so we don't want this to be like a useless, you know, waste of your time. We want to make sure that the work that we're putting in is going to be worth it. So should you? Yeah, but you just got to put some work into it and some thought into it. But again, like Allora said, as soon as it starts to feel like work, take a break. But, you know, it still does take work. So does that answer your question at all whatsoever? Or did I just ramble for 5 minutes?
I think that was beautiful. I do like a special emphasis on all cards having a very heavy earth tone to them. So fertile ground, very earthy right there. We've got earth in the pentacles. So that's definitely a growth. It's resources. So go with that. Go with that resourceful energy that seems to be floating around you at this moment in time. Listen very carefully to the wise words of thy brother and thy sister.
Can I just, okay, so this happened, and it was kind of funny. But so I opened up my Oracle of Shadows and Light because I fucking love this Oracle. Like, this is probably my favorite Oracle that I own. But anyways, the bottom card, I always look at the bottom card when I pull stuff out of boxes. And the bottom card was the 3 Fates. And there's 3 of us. I don't know. I just thought it was creepy. I was like, oh,
I love it. I love it. All right. So that was Lynn Soriano. So this is going. We've got Chrome 166. How can I get my astral practice back off the ground? Am I reading that right? How can I get my astral? Yeah, I am. What? How can I get my astral practice back off the ground?
Astral projection. Is that what we're talking about?
Astral. Yeah, I'm a bit confused. Astral.
Yeah, astral projection.
Is that reference to a spiritual practice? Okay, Chrome 166, would you kindly please just rephrase your question a little bit so it's a little bit more understandable from us, because I'm not really getting the reference to the word astral here. I understand what it means, yes, but it doesn't flow within the context of the question. Astral
so
what?
Say projection, yes.
Projection, yes. Okay, fabulous. All right. Astral projection back off the ground. All right. Have to rephrase up. You know what? I'm going to go for soul cards. I'm going to use soul cards. You all are very special because soul cards doesn't get pulled out very often.
Okay, I'm going to go first because this flew out of my deck. So I got the Snow Angel, and it says, the signs are with you already. So you already know how to do this. You know what to do. You are blocking yourself. I don't know if you are stressed out or if you have something going on externally, internally. I'm just not sure, but you can do this. And yeah, I think God, I can't talk to you. I can't ask you questions. I can't be like, what exactly, what is going through your mind when it comes to this particular practice? I don't know if you had an experience that frightened you or anything like that, but and this is a 4, and typically with the number 4 we see foundations being built. So I feel like the foundation's all there. You need to release some of your baggage, if that makes sense. Okay, who's next? Because Avalon's on the phone. So Chase, I'm going to need you to hurry up.
That leaves me. So I'm going to sing you a song while I finish shuffling. I will entertain you. No, but really. So let's see what we got. So what I have for you, what I have drawn for you is a buffalo. So let's talk a little bit about the buffalo. Instead of singing to you, I'll tell you a story. How about that? So the buffalo is about generosity and abundance. So what this card is telling me, what Buffalo is telling to me right now, is that you need to, somebody's been helping you out along the way, but you haven't been listening. So there's somebody there that you need to give thanks to in order to release that energy that you need to really get back into a very successful astral projection practice. You know, I do feel like that, you know, with something as strong as astral projection, it takes a certain amount of energy, and that energy goes beyond you. That's in order to project somewhere, you have to be borrowing energies from someone else or somewhere else. So it's important that you figure out where that is, connect with that, and give it thanks. And I think that you will find that to be very, very freeing for you.
Beautiful, beautiful. And sorry to be on the phone. My husband is traveling up the very tip of Australia at the moment for work, and reception is patchy. He's going to be gone for a couple of days. Reception is patchy. So when he rings, I have to answer because I might not speak to him for another 24 hours. Sorry about that. My soul cards is this one. And so, as you know, soul cards are an intuitive oracle deck. And so I'm going to read this intuitively for you. Now, take into consideration the advice that's already been given. What I'm going to say to you is special emphasis on your root chakra at the moment. I think that there's an element of fear at play right now. And whenever your root chakra, your Muladhara, is out of balance, it's blocked in some capacity, that your anchor is actually disrupted. And you can't evolve from that perspective where your anchor is disrupted and you feel a sense of fear, or you feel out of balance, or you feel uncalibrated in that capacity, because all of your energetic centers are connected one to the other. When one is out of whack, it throws the rest out of whack. So the root chakra is one of those tender places whereby it is where we experience our basic instincts, and where our sense of security and that ultimate sense of grounding comes into play. And so if there's ever any issue with that particular particular chakra, then you really do need to work on that one to expunge fear. The next is the orange and the yellow. So the orange and the yellow, that's your sacral and your solar plexus. And so that is your creative center and your central core. That's the chakra through which you project your energy out into the world. And so this to me says that your disturbances with your root chakra are in fact affecting your first two chakras. So you've got your root, your sacral, your solar plexus. The key to this is very, very simple. It's tribe, it's interconnectedness, it's sharing energy with like-minded people, and it's also making sure that you establish a practice that is, you know, it's built on a good grasp of the knowledge that's necessary in order to spread your wings and go flying. I wanted to put that more eloquently, but I just can't. The world sits at the very center of this card. So it's talking about unity. It's talking about a global sense of unity as well, and how the world can be an astral playground. I also want to say to you that healthy eating, good amount of exercise, and working a little bit with color therapy might be able to assist you to eliminating the blockages that you might be feeling now in this space. Sorry, there's so many messages coming through right now. All right, that was my soul card. All right, so where are we? Where are we at?
Mm-hmm.
So that was, we've done Chrome. Yeah, that was Chrome. Then we've got Cat's Chinwag. Okay. What should I achieve this year? That's a very broad question, Kat. What should you achieve this year? We could have some fun. That's a very open question, guys. Let's go big with this one. Let's just have some fun with it.
Go big or go home.
Go big or go home. That's exactly that. I might use my Japri tarot for this one. It feels as obscure as the question.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, that was love and kindness. What are you humming? What are you humming?
I'm thinking.
What you thinking, Lincoln?
Hold on. Shit. Y'all got me. I got so many decks around here.
So I just literally had 5 cards fall out of my deck, so I'm gonna need some time to decipher this all. I can't go first.
I'll go first because I've got one. I've just got one simple one. I like to keep it uncomplicated. So what I've got here is the star card. And for me, the star card lends its attributes or has an affinity to the word guidance. Yes, there is hope. Yes, there's a deeper understanding. Yes, there's a sense of regeneration. There's the light in the darkness. There is all of that. But for me, this card is one of guidance. And I'm looking at Chase at the moment. And he's an uncanny resemblance of the star card in my tarot deck. And so having his face there is really putting into perspective what I'm feeling for my own star card. And it really is about guidance. It really is about putting yourself in. Can you see this? Can you see this? Can you see this? Oh my God. Stop it. Stop it.
I wasn't trying to channel your star card.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh. All right, but this is not about you. This is about Cat's Chinwag. What should I achieve this year? I think you should achieve that ability to guide, the ability to hold space, the ability to even potentially teach in not to the capacity of, say, the Queen of Swords, but definitely to look at placing yourself in the position of a guide. And so that could mean taking on a helping role. So a role that you can assist another to, to traverse difficult waters if that is the occasion at that time, to find a little bit more light and abundance in their life if that is what's there at that time, but just to be that gentle guide, and also to be that beautiful smile and that nice gentle hug when someone's having a really fucked day and all they need is just a little bit of love, someone to just cheer them on for that moment in time, to be the genuinely nice person and, to say that very kind thing when it's necessary. So that's where I'm going with that.
Okay, and I'm chomping at the bit here because I'm gonna let Chase go last because you had like a million cards fly out of your deck. I just have one. So Avalon just said being a guide, talking about the star and intuition and so forth and so on, right? Okay, so this is the one that fell out of my deck, out trick-or-treating. And it says, we're here. So I feel like one of the areas where you're going to come, if you don't already, you are going to be talking to spirits who are no longer people, talking to the dead. And it's not necessarily just the dead. There are lots of different realms of existence, but you're definitely going to be communicating with disembodied entities. And with Avalon's card saying being a guide and giving hugs and advice and stuff like that, I totally could see you getting into mediumship this year. So just be open to it and if you start hearing, because this actually happened to me, it's been about 2 weeks. I've been getting like this weird like feedback noise in my ears, and that's actually a sign of spirit guides trying to talk to you, I found out. So don't ignore those things, pay attention, and so that's really exciting. All right, Chase.
So that's really funny because it kind of just made all of this make sense. So and I don't usually listen to the cards that fall out of my deck, and the only reason that I did was because the 5 that fell out, the card that was on top was Wolf, and Wolf is a teacher, so it's all about learning something. and it's all about being taught something. This is all about finding a teacher, so mentorship. And then what we had following that is embracing the unknown, the dead. And we have sort of this illusion card. You know, Dragonfly is all about seeing the things that typically can't be seen. So, you know, we're sort of talking about the same thing here. And then the last two cards, which I'm still, as I ramble, trying to figure them out, is Moose and Badger. So both of these cards are in my personal animal totem. Moose is about confidence, and Badger is about being aggressive with it. So maybe this is telling me that this is something that you need to attack aggressively, and don't let your insecurities get in the way of learning it. Yeah.
Very good. And oh my God.
Beautiful.
Dribble
Okay,
and swish.
That's a bit of swish swish. You know, another one in the basket.
Yeah.
Thanks, Katy Perry. We really needed that song to just be played. We need a DJ. We need a DJ with sound effects right now.
No, you're not. You know what, Avalon? You're not allowed to have no more fucking ideas from you. You're cut off. You have had your idea fucking limit for the year. I can't handle anything else.
I can't help it. I cannot help it. I just generate good ideas. That's my thing. That's my thing. All right, we're at a tasty question here, and thanks to AVALON'S for posting this one in our personal chat. This one is from Wild Moon Woman. Hi, Wild Moon Woman. Hi, Elise. Is it for my highest good to start looking for a part-time job? Ooh, which deck? You know what? Because it's you, Elise, I'm going to go with Sun, Moon, and Rain. It's happening. Who wants to go first? Who would like to go first? No one? I'm talking to a room of ghosts, am I? Let's just go.
We're all muted over here to be polite, and I'm shuffling. So, Chase, you can go first.
So Elise and I are about to have a little bit of a secret inside joke moment that nobody is going to understand. But so Sweet Pea, I drew the ant for you, and we both know what struggle that is as a part of your totem that is for you. And so ant is telling you to be patient in a way that is telling me, yes, it's not something that you want to do, but the thing that you want to have happen isn't going to happen yet. And it's time to draw in ant and be patient and just wait for that. And it's going to take more time than you think, or, you know, you feel like you're willing to give. But if you want your ultimate goal, and I know what that is because I talk to you every single day, but, you know, if you want this ultimate goal to happen, you're going to have to really, really learn to bond with Ant. And your relationship with Ant is getting much better than where we started, because you were very adamantly not Ant when we worked with your totem the first time. But the relationship is growing, but it is definitely time to tap into your Ant and just have some patience. And yeah, probably the best thing for you to do right now to support you, because it's not just you, you know, you've got sweet little child, and the best thing that you can do to continue to provide for you and your family is to get a part-time job, even if you don't want to.
Well, fuck. I just feel like I walked in on a dinner between two intimate lovers and I have no idea what's going on. Okay, so let me just gloss over the awkwardness and let me just go and show you the card that I really don't want to be reading for you, darling one, because it is the Three of Swords. And so I can't help but pick the pain up in some of what Chase has just said, like the difficult times, the sorrow, the angst, the anxiety, the closing of doors, the putting things to an end. And I think that pain is very deeply rooted at the moment, and it's the one thing that might really be blocking you from going full force in what it is that you want to do at the moment to supplement your income. Something other than going out there and doing the practical everyday mundane thing of getting a part-time job. But I really feel that until this wound can be definitely put to a close, can really be left to, you know, obviously there'll be a scar. I'm talking literal wound here. There'll be a scar, but it will heal, it will close, and it won't be running your life, even in the most subconscious ways anymore. And I think that those little ties need to be cut. I'm going to say something to you that I say to about 50% of my clients when I am reading for them, and say that when this card appears, there's that element of the past trying to creep in and affect our everyday lives without us knowing, in a very subconscious way. And so, you know, severing of ties, you can call them chakra hooks if you like, you can call them energetic imprints of previous existences, of previous, you know, time shared with other people. You can call it past life, you can call it whatever the fuck you want, right? I think that there's an element of shattered soul, like a fragmented soul here. And so soul retrieval is something that I would recommend to you, just to help you put those final little pieces together so that you can flourish like the beautiful butterfly that you are. And it made me really sad to say that. I'm sorry.
You're going to have to hold on a second because I can't read these. Like, I mean, I'm looking at them and I don't know. Hold on. They're not making sense.
Would you like to pass? Would you like to pass?
I don't know why. This is weird. Okay.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm just going to inject a sacred creator in here. The lovely Elise. One sacred creator to cleanse the palette. Is that a good idea, Chase? Okay, good. Okay, good. I feel really good about this one. It says, the edge of evolution feels messy. So this is indicative that you're on the brink of something really awesome. So,
okay. You just made all of my cards make sense. Yay. Okay. I guess that needed to happen. I don't fucking know.
If I had a guitar, I'd be doing that thing, you know. If I had a guitar and you had to play it, I'd just be doing that, you know, that thing.
Okay. So first of all, this is the Oracle card that came up, Dried Flower Fairy, Sweet Memories. So whatever this is that you're having to let go of, it's a bittersweet moment, and don't project your your frustration and your anger towards whatever it is that you've just gone through. Kind of embrace it for the memories that you have from it, the good ones. And this is also the number 11. So 11 is a master number. It dictates that we are on the right path. So keep that in mind with all this stuff going on. My cards, my tarot cards that came up, I feel like are advice for how to make this transition as painless as possible. First of all, I got the Son of Fire, or in the traditional deck, this is the Knight of Wands. So you need to think outside the box, look outside the box for a part-time job. Just because you have to have a part-time job doesn't mean that it has to suck. So you need to think creatively and do something that you're passionate about that allows you to be your creative self and maybe even artistic self. And if you do that, 6 of Wands, victory. So this is how to make this transition not a shit fest, to put it lightly. Woo! Okay, I'm done.
Fabulous. Fabulous. All right, we've got our next question, and it is from Jen Hodginson. Am I pronouncing that right? I'm just going to go with it. Should I do mediumship readings on a professional level? Mediumship readings on a professional level. I feel like this might be a soul cards question. Yeah, let's just go for soul cards.
Oh, let me just say one more thing. You're welcome, Elise. And I also have to say that you are not the only person that struggles with ant medicine. I hear it all the time. Ant is not my friend either.
You're welcome.
I'm okay with it. I'm pretty okay with it. I have come to understand ant because, and this is, I'm not even joking when I say this, if you were to look down at the ground right now, as clean as my floor is, you would find ants. In the bathroom, you'll find ants. In the kitchen, you will find ants. Like, this house is an ant home. Like, it's always had this ant medicine to it. And yes, I could go ahead and fumigate it, but I'm just like, why bother? You know, everything in nature helps itself out. If there's mosquitoes, they're doing something. If there's ants, they're doing something. If there's, you know, like kookaburra in the backyard, they're doing something, you know. So I just like to leave things as they are, as long as they're not nibbling away at my tarot cards, which they have done so before. In which case, not great. Not happy was a thing. All right. So who would like to open Jen Hodgson's question? Hodgson.
We skipped somebody.
Did we?
Yeah, we skipped Random Witch.
Oh no! Did we?
Yeah, to invoke Loki during retrograde or to wait until after retrograde.
I don't see that in my questions list.
Yeah, it's there. It's there.
In the questions list?
Yeah, it was one that I tried. Oh,
yeah, it's because some people were competing and they got order.
I don't remember that. I don't remember that part.
Just so you know.
I don't remember that at all.
Just so you know.
Listen to the attitude. I love it.
I don't remember that.
May I have the question again, please? Because then I have to go for a different deck.
To invoke Loki during retrograde or to wait till after retrograde.
Ooh, that feels like a Japri question.
Loki retro or no Loki retro?
Damn it.
This is for you, Random.
Did we miss somebody else too?
What? Okay, y'all gonna have to just be patient and work with us.
When he says we, I'm not included in that.
Yeah, and next time, I guess you will allow the questions manager to work her magic instead of getting things all discombobulated.
What's hey Joe, if you will ask your question again, just so we get it, please.
Whoa, shit. Ooh.
Loki during retrograde, hey? That's what I've got stuck in my head. I've got an interesting card.
Yeah, what's yours? Because I got an interesting one myself.
The actual visual of this card is also super freaking interesting as well. So this is what I got. This is the depiction.
Nice.
And it's the Two of Fire, so the Two of Wands here. And I really quite like the Two of Wands for individuation. That's one of my favorite characteristics of the Two of Wands. And it's literally playing with fire. You are literally balancing fire. So I'm going to go ahead and say, yes. I almost feel irresponsible saying that, but yes. Yes. That is your business and your prerogative and your fire to play with. So.
Okay, so I'm about to make your card make even more sense. Because
okay.
I drew from the, hold on, the Oracle of the Dragon Fae. And you got Kumara from this deck, which is the web of all of life. So basically the message from this card is you don't get to pick and choose when he's your deity and when he is not. So just because Mercury's in retrograde doesn't mean you get to sit this one out. And the Kumara is also, she has feathers around her face, which means, yeah, fly, journey, do your thing. He's waiting. What are you waiting for?
So I have for you the Magician. Go for it. The end.
So awesome.
The end.
The end.
All righty. All right.
Are we on Jen's question now?
We are on Jen's question.
Okay.
Should I do mediumship readings on a professional level? I'm going to go back to soul cards for this one. I was talking to a medium the other day. Does anyone else get a bit weird when talking to mediums? Like, I'm always hyper aware and I'm like, what are you reading right now? What might you be reading? Ooh, I got a good one. I get excited when I read tarot, folks. It's a blessing, isn't it? Just like really get pumped. Just get pumped. It's not a mellow activity for me, you know. So I got the card of the channel. Look at this representation. There is a beautiful flower budding in her ear. It's literally flourishing, and it is a her, and it's radiating light. It's radiating energy. So I am going to go ahead and say that you are a very clear channel, and that if you feel that you are ready to place yourself in a position where you would be in a helping role, where you would be in a guiding role, then I think the energies surrounding you and your question at this very moment in time are very, very good for that. There is just such a beautiful, placid energy to this card. It's you know, greeny blue, so that's your anahata, that's your heart chakra radiating out, I should say, you know, that beautiful love. So it's coming from a perfectly authentic place, and it needs to come from a perfectly authentic place, a very clear heart channel. And this beautiful white orange light, it's very creative, it's very forceful, it's very and when I say forceful, I don't mean that in a pushy way, but it's strong. It's got intensity to it. So there we have it. Yes, from me. Yes, from me. Yes, from soul cards, I should say.
Do you have a card, Chase? What do you got?
So I have the High Priestess. You can't make this shit up, folks. So they're in the High Priestess. So we're talking about a card of unlocking secrets and mysteries and gaining knowledge and being just a beautifully beautiful High Priestess. So yes, the end.
Okay, so my card, interesting. So this is the carnivorous flower fairy, and it says a tempting offer has a high price. So a couple things with this card. First of all, my brother and sister here have already told you that this is something that you need to be doing. I also agree, however, and yeah, okay, so you need to watch your energy. You need to make sure that you have good protective measures in place. You need to do all of those things to protect yourself if you're going to do this and expose yourself to people on a regular basis and work with the dead. Another thing, and this is very practical, I don't know, this is a note on practicality. Don't, and I know everybody's probably going to gasp when I say this, but don't underprice your services, because talking to the dead and that kind of energy work is effing crazy. Like that's, I mean, it's a lot. And you don't want to, everything's about equal energy exchange, right? So don't ever make it so that you are getting less than you are giving to people. And we know each other a little bit, and I know that you give. So make sure that you're getting as much as you are giving from doing this. Alrighty, who's next? And
okay, we've got Jessie Murdoch. We've somehow missed her question, so it's coming in next, and she might miss out. She has to dash. We're going to do it anyway. Jessie has put here. I've seen I haven't been looking, but starting to feel the energy or vibes around love relationships. What do you see around this? Okay, so love vibes, relationship vibes coming up in her life right now. Yes, I was going to say him or her, but I know Jessie, so it's a her. All right, all right, all right, all right. So let's have a quick look. Let's have a quick look for Jessie. I assume you mean the barista, the super sexy Norse god barista down the road from your house. Have you seen her vlogs?
Welcome to STW, where we just display all your personal shit out for everyone to see.
Oh my gosh, it's so funny. It's funny because it's true. She talks about it on her channel. Jessie's channel is Cave Mama Bear. She is an Australian vlogger. You should see some of her mean bone collection. It's pretty fucking special, let me just tell you. All right, I've got a shitty card. It's the 10 of Wands. So I'm going to open because I've got a shitty card, right? Because you don't want to end in a shitty card. So the 10 of Wands is the card of burdens. It's Atlas holding the world up on his shoulders, if you like that mythological analogy. But the thing that I do love about the 10 of Wands is that although there has been much weight to your journey up until this point, the 10 is the cessation of that weight, of that period in life. So that's a cycle ending to allow another cycle to begin. So what I'm going to say is all of this upheaval, all of this weight, all of this crap that you've been going through up until now, it's starting to come to that, you know, to that end. And I'm hoping that the cards of my other co-hosts will elaborate on that. So what follows the end? What follows the end of this really crappy, heavy cycle? A cycle where burdens and a lot of intensity has you know, come to effect. Who's going next? Who's following the 10 of Wands? Allora doesn't want to. She's got her I don't want to face.
This is pretty creepy. Like, I don't even have to say anything, and she can look at me and be like, she don't want to.
Can I read anything in the bloodshot eyes of my owly friend over there?
He's got it.
I am struggling with my mute button. It keeps disappearing on me. So I have drawn the 2 of Swords. So this is a decision that you need to make. This is the next step is up to you. What are you willing to sacrifice in order to move into the place that you want to, or what is being sacrificed? I mean, what I don't even know what the 2 decisions are, but there's obviously, you know, with when we're talking about, I don't know, relationships in general, you know, we're talking about a decision needs to be made. And the decision, I mean, every character of every story wants something. That's in every single story ever. So what are you willing to sacrifice to give that? What are the 2 things that you're weighing in your mind right now, and how important are they? What would you be willing to give up in order to either get choice A or choice B?
Okay, see, you know, we have to like intuitively feel out how these cards are supposed to be read, because we never know what order. So for some reason, I'm getting all the last cards tonight. Okay, so the Queen of Cups came up upside down out of my deck. And so when we think about the Queen of Cups, we think about a woman who is very open and receptive and nurturing and all of those things, and very in touch with her emotions and very intuitive. And with her coming up upside down, I feel like you are closed and you are not receptive, and it's blocking you. And if you're feeling those vibes around you, and nothing is occurring, that would be why, which basically just means that you need to open up and be willing to go there with someone. Yeah. And tap into that divine feminine in yourself. Really get in touch with that part of your spirituality. I don't know who you work with, but whoever your goddess is, I would say consult her for sure.
And I love that because I just decided to do a little oracle for you, a little sacred creator, which I'm not calling necessarily an oracle, even though Chris Ann calls it an oracle. I'm calling it my deck of inspiration and my mantra deck. So the wise one. I shall call this the wise one. I got you are magic. And so I, as a witch, I would then be inclined to say that you might actually, in this waning phase of the moon, need to do a little unsticking magic, little removal of some blockage magic, a little like just cleanse the fucking bejesus out of you. Special emphasis on
The bee.
You're gonna think that I'm being crude now. Special emphasis on the vaginal area. Totally valid to the purpose of this conversation. Totally valid. Oh, by the way, this is not, this is kind of related, but it's not. Have you heard about yoni steaming?
Okay, we could get into a whole conversation about this because I saw the, should we even have this conversation?
No.
Because I could, just all I'm saying is go on Instagram and look up abundance witch.
Okay, that's your clue.
Okay.
Should you wish to go down that little rabbit hole. I wanted to say something else then, and I have to try really hard not to say it. I'm self-censoring. Self-censoring is the worst. Self-censoring is the devil.
You know, Chase has no reason to complain. He's the one that surrounds himself with opinionated, crazy women.
Usually it pays off for me, but right now in this moment, I'm feeling a little uncomfortable.
All right, well, let's move on. Let's move on then to Dion Lowe. Hi, Dion. For those of you who don't know, Dion made me this, and his wife made me this beautiful mug. This
Which
gorgeous
is
mug.
fabulous. And where did you purchase that?
It's fabulous. It is fabulous. So Dion's question is, how is my career going to go at the new company? I feel like I need a boss deck. Enter stage left. I got to get funny for this one. Anyone want to go first? Anyone been sitting there shuffling a deck for longer than me?
Wait a minute. Where are we? Where are you looking?
In the chat.
Oh, here we go.
Was Jessie here to see that response? Oh, yes, she was. Yes, that's great. That's great. All right. So I'm feeling better that she made it. You made it. You made it, Jess. Alrighty. Anyone ready?
After this question, let's go back to Joe's question. He's been struggling real hard to get the question typed up in the chat, and he finally got it to work. So I'm going to post it. If we could, after this question, go back to his question.
Okay.
I mean, it's been like 15 minutes trying to get this guy.
Perfect.
This question in. Yeah, you already got it. You got it. You got this.
I got this. Okay. So the question was, where's my highlighted question? Here we go. How is my career going to go at the new company? Now, without knowing what this new company is and looking at my card, I'm going to go ahead and say that it's going to be emotional. It's going to be emotional. It's going to be a feelings experience because I've got the Queen of Cups here. So an open, receptive, intuitive, creative, imaginative type of experience. Now, I could also say this as a medicine card too, to step into the archetype of the Queen of Cups and to harness those attributes as you go through your career in this new company of yours. So be very sensitive, be very receptive, be prepared to listen, be prepared to be gentle, and to assert your status in your company through very gentle means. Now remember, water is incredibly powerful. It can move mountains. It can shape rock. But its power is that it's patient. It's forever running. It is just beautifully patient. And so there's a lot of medicine to this card, but tapping into the energies of water, working on it from an elemental perspective. If you happen to have issues with the element of water, for me personally, water is my shadow element. So this would be something that I would have an issue with. If this perchance is for you, then I encourage you to literally connect with water, to start giving you those first little, you know, bursts of inspiration as to which way to go. So Queen of Cups. Next. Yes.
Okay, so for those of you that know me, I'm about to blow your damn minds. So I have said 9 million trillion times, I do not purposefully read reversals. It has to show up in my deck upside down in order for me to read it. And I swear to God, for the first time in probably 5 years of reading, I just got a freaking reversal card. So we're talking about the 9 of Cards in reverse. And let's study this card for a moment. This is how I choose to read reversals. So I physically look at the card, and if we were to, okay, so right side up, right? So if we were to take this card, flip it upside down, the first thing that's going to happen to her, or him, them, he, they, he would fall right out of bed. And so, you know, what is there on the way down is sword. So what that's telling me is that in order to really be good at your job, you have to be super organized. Because if you look at these swords, they are ducks in a row. And if you come at this in a disorderly fashion, then you're going to feel like you're going to fall out of bed and fall onto 9 swords. And we obviously don't want that to happen, right? That's what we don't want. So just be very organized, and basically saying do all that you can do, because, you know, you can sit up in bed all day and worry about it, or, you know, you can get yourself out of bed, whether it's willingly or not, and just make sure that you have everything that you need to, because, you know, I consider this card to be a very self card. This is self-motivating. You know, you're sitting up in bed or you're falling out of bed. This is all you. And so do everything in your power, and I do believe that, yes, you will enjoy and be successful in your new job at your new company. I got a reversal, y'all. What the crap? That's
hella awesome. That's actually hella awesome. And I also think that this is just, you know, this is just for fun, that if you were to hold that card upside down like you did, and the dude did fall out of its bed, then it would technically become the 10 of swords, wouldn't it? Because he would really be impaled, like, all the way through the ear as well. Like, you know, who knows, he probably has a secret sword underneath the bed, you know, to make that happen. There's that continuation of suit right there.
Sure, I love it. Love it. Very Kabbalistic.
All right.
Go, Laura. Go.
Okay, so 3 cards actually came out of my deck regarding this question. And the first one is the 4 of Cups. So this is saying that when you are offered help, take it, but also you're going to be offering help to others. And Avalon was talking about emotionally, and all of these cards that came out for me are emotional cards. So we have the 4 of Cups, we have the Star, and we have the 9 of Cups. So these 3 cards, when I read them together, you're definitely going to be in a position of helping others. You're definitely going to be emotionally invested in whatever it is that you're doing. You're very hopeful. You're going to be engaging your intuition. And it's funny too, because I don't remember if Avalon said this or not, but I think you did. But with the Star card, it often heralds a guiding light, so to speak. So you being someone who people will emulate and follow within your workplace. And the 9 of Cups is, you know, it's all about our wishes and our greatest desires and joy and working as a team. This is a pot of dolphins. They are never solitary. They always stick together. So, and it's going to be a playful job. Like I said, I have no idea what you're doing, but you're going to get along well with your coworkers, and it's going to be you're definitely going to be the ringleader and the supporter of your environment. All right, who's next? Nobody? You can't talk? I can't.
No, I forgot how to talk. I forgot how.
We'll teach you.
I told you I'm struggling with my mute button. Like every time I go up to click it, it disappears. And I just have to click around the screen until it finally pops back up. It's stupid. Stupid.
No. Is Mercury in retrograde right now?
Yes.
Oh, friend.
And I'm
you look like you're under the retrograde. It's usually me. It's usually me, so I know that expression. That expression is one of frustration.
Can we make a meme? Like, can I take a screenshot of Chase's face and
nope.
When Mercury's in retrograde?
Nope. I am not the face of this meme.
Just snap that. Just snap it when he's like, nope. Nope.
Nope.
And boomerang that on Insta. Nope.
Nope. A lot of nope.
He is literally Gandalf. You shall not pass.
Not happening. Not happening. All right, next question. From Joe.
This is Joe's question. So Joe's question is, 3 of Wands has been my stalker card. What other energies do you lovelies have to accompany it? So he's got a stalker card. Firstly, let me just say, Joe, that if you've got a stalker card, and most people who have experienced a good hefty dose of stalker cards over the years will know this, is that you're not listening to its message, right? And there is something it's always very obvious, but it's not until somebody else points that out. It's the most obvious thing in the room, like it's the elephant in the room. And we are incapable of seeing it because we're very involved in whatever it is we're doing. So I personally like to go to others and go, why? Why is this happening?
Okay, I have to go first.
Did you get an elephant card?
I have to go first.
Go.
Freaking hilarious. Okay.
Go.
So 4 of Cups, right? So we know what the 4 of Cups means when it's upright, which means when it's upright, it's talking about looking up, getting help, so forth. Basically, this card's saying, what are you doing asking this question? Because you're not, obviously the 3 of Wands is stalking you for a reason, and you haven't learned your lesson, and you need to focus on that and not be asking for other things to come in. And that's something that everybody goes through when your cards are not what you want them to be. You're like, oh crap, I'll just do another reading. And actually I've been stalked by death for like 6 weeks. So I feel you. Okay, who's next? I can't wait to hear this.
Okay, so while I finish shuffling, because I want to go ahead and start talking so I can set the mood for my draw. So let's first talk about what the 3 of Wands is. So I'll hold it up. So we're talking about the 3 of Wands, a guy standing over a cliff looking at his own ships. These are his ships that he is watching sail across, and they have his merchandise in it, his goods, whether it be sugars or leather or sex toys, whatever it is, it's his. And so he's looking at these ships wondering, am I going to be a successful business person? This is about business development. This is about improving the person that we are through business, through action, through putting ourselves out there. And we always have that looming question in the back of our mind, am I going to be successful? So as I do this, let me now. Interesting. So the card that I have is the Mountain Lion, and the Mountain Lion is all about leadership. So this is about taking charge. Again, exactly what Allora just said. It's kind of the Mountain Lion is asking, why are you asking this question? Because You have to take control of the things that you're doing in your life, right? You have to be the leader of your own life. And, you know, you are your own answer to this question. Will you be successful at it? Well, how much energy are you willing to put into it? How much time are you willing to put into it? How much of you are you willing to put into it? If you're taking a back seat into your own endeavors, well, then no, the Three of Wands isn't going to turn up well for you. But if you can turn around and you can say, oh, I'm going to take charge of this, then absolutely, yeah. So then you can make the Three of Wands a successful card for you and a successful soccer for you. And therein lies your answer, sir.
Okay. My youngest just woke up and distracted me a little bit. Hello, Serenity. She just woke up from her long nap. I got the Jester of Tides. This is actually the Page of Cups. And so in order to slip out of this, phase of stalker, of the stalked. Yes, darling. In order to, oh, very, very beautiful. In order to slip out of this phase, then I would highly recommend connecting deeper with your intuitive self. And this really comes down to doing the work. And I like to talk to my friends about this a lot, is that people just don't want to do the work these days. They just don't want to sit there in meditation. They don't want to create cultivate a daily practice or a rigorous practice spiritually. They don't want to do the reading and the writing and the journaling, because, you know, for some people the journaling is the really tasty part. For other people it's like, oh God, I hate writing, I don't want to write that stuff down, like why bother? But it's actually doing the work. It's actually doing the emotional aspects of the work. It's doing the intuitive aspects of the work. It's doing the spiritual aspects of the work, to assist you to better cultivate an understanding as to why it is that this is in fact happening to you. I think on a deeper, more intuitive level, you already know. And I think that if you sit there for a moment and really, really carefully examine that, you know, oh, there, yeah, hold it up, Bubba, hold it up. During a period of deep meditation, during path working, actually, that's something I can recommend to you. You know what? A mosquito bit me in my ear. A mosquito has bitten the inside of my ear. So you see me going like this, it's because a mosquito's bitten me. Okay? I would recommend taking the various cards of the various decks that you're shuffling. Note how I've said various. It's just, I naturally assume other people have more than one deck and that they use more than one deck, and then they're stalked by several, you know, different cards and different decks, you know. But take those images or that one card and path work through it and see what comes. Have a bit of drumming in the background, have a little bit of you know, some kind of binaural beats, isotonic beats going on, maybe an ASMR, something, and allow yourself to be guided so that you're not the one forcing it, so that your mind can relax and you can get up there in the astral in the way that's necessary, or down in the underworld, depending on how you like to journey. I'm a bit more down, 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 earth, 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 but each to their own. That's my talk. All right, so we've done that one, and now we have Julie Harris. This is a good one. This is an interesting one. What past lives have I led? What past lives? I'm reading that as lives.
Well, first of all, we're gonna have to narrow that down just a little bit, because otherwise. Yeah, can we ask for clarification? Like, is there a specific one that you're wanting us to look into that you know about, or would you just like us to peek into one? Yeah, I'm gonna need some more on that.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that she wants us to peek into anyone. She wants a one. She just wants to get one.
I feel pretty confident I can answer that with animal cards.
Okay.
Well, you go for it. You go right on ahead.
She won't give me my tarot card back. Hashtag tarot card problem.
Good girl.
My 2-year-old stole my Page of Cups.
Serenity, she knows what she wants. That girl knows. Okay, we're missing people all over the place. I am sorry.
We are sorry. The chat is moving quickly. It is moving quickly. Allora, will you mind just zhuzhing for a second? I'm just going to go and set my little bubba up with a snack, and I'll be right back, okay?
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, we know we're missing some questions here, and we are working on it. Wait, what? Hold on. Is this? We are on Julie. Okay, wait a minute. Julie is saying, "What are you getting? I was a shaman." Not sure if you're okay, but we'll get to the questions. They just may be a little bit out of order. Just roll with us, please. Just roll with it. Just roll with it. All right, Chase, you got this. You got cards. What you got?
All right, so the number that flew into my head, which is the reason why I was so adamant on you guys just peeking into one. So there was a number that flew into my head, and it was 4. And maybe because we've been dealing with 4 a lot tonight, but so that may have a little bit of influence. But I feel very strongly 4. So one of your lives, you were a creator, you were a weaver, you and again, it's beyond the scope of animal. You know, I don't. You know, there's a lot of jobs out there and a lot of lives and a lot of purposes out there that are creating and that are weaving, whether we're literally talking about weaving a basket or whether we're talking about weaving lives together as in, you know, a doctor or something like that. But one of those lives was creating, and it was somebody that held things together and caught things and that kind of thing. And so the second that we have is the turtle. And so the turtle is sort of this beautiful Mother Earth kind of caretaker sort of card. So in another life, you were just simply a mom, or maybe you ran a daycare, or maybe you were a midwife, or maybe you know, something of that effect. And I feel very strongly that that one will resonate with you. I feel it in my spirit space. The second one is, or the second one? Nope, can't count. Third one is prairie dog. So prairie dog is an animal of retreat. So in another life, you might have been somebody that was in trouble with the law quite often, or in trouble with other people. Or maybe you were a thief, or I think that would come up more with weasel. Scratch that one. But you know, somebody that was always running from something, or something, you know, running scared. So you know, something like that. Maybe you were just a giant scaredy cat. And your last, and the one that I have, is dog. So the dog is extremely loyal. So I think in one, you were somebody, a big influence in somebody's life. You were their best friend, or the reason that they got up every morning. And it was a very loyal, maybe it was a loyal kind of job, one that dealt with caring for people and loving people. And that's what I got. That was literally like the biggest period on the end of that like reading that I've ever had ever. Like I saw it, I was like, boop, you're done. So that's what I got.
Okie doke. Let's see. Who's next? Shall we take an intermission? Yeah, let's take a short break. Everybody decompress for a second, because we're waiting on Avalon anyway.
Sure enough.
I don't want her to. So, okay. Oh shit. 10:10. We have 20 minutes. Right?
Indeed. And then that will be like at the 2-hour mark, I will have extended all of my energy for the day. I've been going real strong since 4:30 this morning, and that's why you see me with the bloodshot eyes and barely wearing any clothes, because it's hot as frick in my house.
I feel you, man.
I just want some sleep. I want some sleep.
Oh, Laura needs to take 5. I do. I need a cigarette, y'all. Not even joking.
I need a bite of food, actually, so intermission for myself as well. I showered.
All right, go to the bathroom, get you a cup of whatever, and we'll be right back.
Sorry, you guys. Reading this many readings back to back just made me real hungry. Like I have to re-energize with food and things. So I'm sorry that we all had to take a break, but we got hit with a little bit of reader's fatigue, and on top of that, I'm just super duper tired. So I hope you guys are enjoying it so far, though. I hope you guys are. Yes. Anna, we had to take a little bit of a bathroom break and a little bit of a food break. I actually had a peanut butter and banana taco right in front of me that I'm about to chow down on the camera because I have no shame. You know, this is dinner.
Okay. This is like running a marathon, dude.
Isn't it? Little and fab. So in my day job, I am a trainer, mainly high school and college baseball boys, but I do have a few clients that are not just regular, normal personal training clients, and they like to start their workouts at 5:30 in the morning. So I get up at 4:30, so I have time to drink some tea, eat a little bit of food, you know, get some nosh. And yeah, if they didn't want to work out that early, I wouldn't have to wake up that early, but unfortunately, they do.
Oh, and while we're hanging out waiting for Avalon to come back, I'm also going to tell people that today is the day that the award nominations are due in. So the nominees will be posted this week on our website, and you can all go vote. And voting will close on, I think it's September 14th or 15th. I can't remember. I'll have to look, but there's a close date. But it's about 30 days to give you guys enough time to get on there and vote. And I'm only missing one list now. Can we guess who's in it? I love how this motherfucker just is like, I don't know.
Not me. I would never.
Yes, you would. And then he wonders why the Virgo has to say things 15 times.
I'm a Virgo moon.
You're a Virgo ascendant, right?
Yeah, ascendant.
Yeah, but you're totally a Libra.
I am all Libra all day.
You're all Libra all the time.
Libra sun, Libra moon. Oh yeah, Libra all day. And everything like in my chart, everything that it says, I'm like, yep, that's me. She came back and she's dying. What happened while you were away?
I ate popcorn, and a little popcorn husk got stuck in the back of my throat. Woe is me. Woe is me. But I had to make a cup of tea. This is my third one. Yay! Thank you again, Dion and Bridget, for this lovely mug. Loving it. It's definitely going to go in my August favorites video. Let me tell you. Well, let's just put that out there. I don't think that we need to mute our mics in between, unless, of course, we're like coughing or like farting or whatever, you know. Like we can just, because there's such a small amount of us, like and we're all, you know, we're all bouncing off each other. I think it would be more effective if we didn't. But that's absolutely necessary. You know what I mean? I don't want to hear you. So
my button's broken.
Oh, well, there you go. So there's that delay issue there. Right. So let's have a look. Let's have a quick look at the let's have a quick look at the chat stream as it stands. Oh, there we go.
Oh my goodness. My son used to row for Gonzaga. They got up at 4:30 a.m. and rowed in 30 degree and below. Rowers are fierce, man. Rowers will just have a lot of rower friends, man. They will row. Doesn't matter what the temperature is. It doesn't matter what time it is. They row, man.
Well, the treacherous waters. My husband has just started dragon boat racing. And he does so at the Trinity Inlet. And I know that you guys aren't local, so I need to tell you about this. We have crocodiles in the water here. So he goes rowing with crocodiles.
Nope. I'm out.
And sharks. And stingray. And jellyfish.
Nope. Nope. No.
He's a Scorpio, though. I've got to tell you, you've never met a more keen on water kind of a guy. He's wonderful in every way. Till, of course, he pisses me off, and then he's no longer wonderful. But isn't that the case for everyone?
All right. Who's next? Oh, shit.
Let's just give a special thanks to some of the people that are joining in, because they always join in, they always support. They're very community-oriented people. They're just really lovely. I want to say a big thanks to Anna from Luna Solare. We all know and love Anna. And Soren from Norse Pagan Tarot Witch. Christina D is here. Matthew Alvarez. Just so many. Chris Ashburn's here. Lynn Soriano, she's here. Chrome 166 is here. You know, and we have the lovely Elise, and of course Jessie Murdoch, and it's just so many wonderful channels that are here supporting us and helping us out so that we can do what we love to do, and that is to talk tarot and share a bit of awesome tarot news with you, you know, from a community perspective. So we love it. Also, I would just like to say too, before we start slinging some more cards, that, you know, at the start of every one of our usual broadcasts, we like to do a bit of tarot news. And so we would love your help in regards to that tarot news. So if you hear of any new decks being produced, if you hear about any awesome tarot tidbits of any kind that should be brought to more people's attention, then please, please let us know. Go straight to our, you know, Spread This Witch's Facebook page and just let us know. Leave a comment, send us a message, send us an email if you prefer to do that. That's spreadthiswitches at gmail.com. And, you know, just make sure that you get that information to us during our lulls. So we broadcast every 2 weeks, with the exception of these special events that we have scheduled in there. So that's plenty of time for you guys to go scoping. And I know that you guys know the nitty gritty. Don't tell me, because all the time I'm on Facebook and someone's like, did you hear that such and such is producing a deck? I'm like, no, I actually didn't hear, because I don't know where to go and look for that fucking stuff. People tell me, and they usually, by the time I'm actually reading it on Facebook, it's late. Like, it's been there for a day or 2 days or whatever. So send us your lovely stuff, okay? Now, where are we up to? Where are we up to in our readings? We just did, have we done Julie?
Soriano.
We've done Julie.
Yes, Lynn Soriano.
Wonderful. Why does my husband always go to,
Why does my husband's family always go to a male witch to do witchcraft on me? I have been married for 10 years already. Damn. So I'm guessing they go to another practitioner to try to break up the marriage. That's what I'm getting from that.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was at in my mind space too.
That's crap.
Anybody want to see my dog?
Sure, I'll see your dog, and I'll also show you the Princess of Pentacles.
She's gone.
Sorry.
She's gone. Forget it.
So in order to help you in this situation, the Princess of Pentacles is telling you to be very, very practical. Be practical on how you read the signs, be practical on how you hear the information come through, and act in a manner that is ultra practical. Now, for me, ultra practical is face-to-face confrontation. And I'm not talking about hectic or heavy confrontation, but face-to-face. I like to do things as face-to-face as humanly possible. So I would definitely voice my opinion, because, you know, it's fucking with your resources. So that's about the best I can do for that. Without actually, that one actually requires like about 20 cards to be laid out, quite frankly. And even some, you know what? Even some charms to be cast. maybe some charms to be cast. You know, you never know. Are you muted?
No. What do you got?
So I feel like there's a lot of aggression wrapped around this card. Badger is just, he's here tonight, man. There's a lot of aggression wrapped around this question, and aggression that really isn't helping anyone. You know, there's always a light and a shadow side to every animal, and you know, the light side of Badger is that usually Badger comes to you when you need help, like getting motivated in order to tackle something that maybe you're not ready to tackle or don't want to tackle or feel like you can't put any energy into. There's also a shatter side. That's so his shatter side. Wow.
He's on the holler, y'all.
Down from the holler. So the shadow side of Badger is that when situations get heated, people tend to turn into Badger, that they just, you know, bite at whatever. Like when Badger gets into a kerfluffly kind of moment and he's fighting against, you know, other creatures, he just bites. He doesn't, there's no method or madness, or, you know, he's not, you know, like when lions fight, they're going for vital organs, they're going for the jugular, they're going for things like that. Badger just bites because he's in this thing and he doesn't know. That's why he sort of gets this title of being aggressive. It's aggression without a purpose. And so that's what I feel like this is all centered around. You guys need to figure out where that aggression is coming from and give it a purpose, because once you give it a purpose, then you can say really to yourself whether it's needed or whether it's not, and then you can fix it.
Okay. So 2 cards came out for you for this. So the first one is the Queen of Wands. And when we're talking, and it's so funny that my brother and sister are talking about heated. And then also the Empress reverse came up as well. So from these 2 cards, when I read them together, first of all, you're giving away your personal power. Your, like Avalon said, your resources are being affected. And I feel like the negative aspect of the Queen of Wands is coming into play here. And when she is in her negative aspect, she just burns shit to the ground without thinking twice. Very passionate, very rageful. If I don't even know if that's a word, but there's a lot of rage involved, and I think it's from both sides of this question. And I feel like you're not exactly helping the situation because you've allowed yourself to become ungrounded when dealing with this. And you need some serious grounding and some serious, I don't want to say reality check or wake up call. Well, I guess that's the best way to put it. Like, check your own stuff and make sure that you're coming from a place of practical mindedness, calm, and not just, you know, throwing a flame torch at everything that moves. You can't control what other people do, but you can control how you react. I guess that's the best thing I can say to you.
All good. All good. All good. All good cards. All good cards. I'll do a palette cleanser, because then we're going to move on to a really interesting one. This one made me giggle, but not for wrong reasons, just for right reasons. Just the phrasing. Just the phrasing made me giggle a bit.
Yeah.
Gratitude again.
Yeah.
That's our palette cleanser. Gratitude again. It's an overspoke about, under-practiced thing, gratitude. People love to talk about it. They don't like to show it, though, do they? Let's move on to Jigsaw Jan. How do I break my spirituality to my family so they don't burn me at the stake? And that is why I giggled.
Coming out of the spiritual closet.
I love it. I already got a card. I'm ready to go.
All right, girl, you go.
Okay. So, Oracle of Shadows and Light. This is the Mildew Fairy, and she says, clean up. So, her advice to you is, first of all, be selective at first in who you come out of the spiritual closet to. You don't need to come out all at once in a big, huge, dramatic fashion. And, you know, because sometimes people react better if it's not a dramatic entrance. Sometimes you have to drop little clues and hints and then get a conversation going and let them adapt over time. And also, make sure that you have purified your space, purified yourself, take a ritual bath. I would say smoke cleanse your space, and make sure, and I don't know why this is ringing in my head, but clean up your social media, because I don't know who you're connected to on social media, but clean up your friends list, the people that you associate with. Make sure that all of that is in line. And this is the 15 card, which adds up to 6. So this is definitely, 6 is the number of family and nurturing and home life. And yeah, so all of those things. Who's next? Oh,
I would like to go now. Oh, no. You went first. Your card's up. Go.
All right, so what we have, I love that I drew this card. So these cards are just here tonight to stay. So what I drew was the moose, and the moose is all about confidence. And I know I've told this story before, but I'm going to tell it again because it's damn good. So Moose walks through the forest and is just always, he's like that, like the Johnny Bravo of the animals. He's always like, what's up with you? I'm a moose. And everybody's like, we know you're a moose. We got it. You're proud to be a moose. You're confident. We got it. He's like, no, but really, I'm a moose. And so like he just walks around with confidence, and he loves who he is, and he's proud of who he is. And I love that I drew this card for your question, because this is exactly, in order to gain respect from people who may not understand the spiritual world, or, I can imagine what this would be like really for anybody that is having to tell somebody something about themselves that they're uncomfortable with, not necessarily with themselves, but I guess, yeah, it comes from a discomforting place within yourself, but something that you don't know if the receiving party is going to be receptive. And it is all about, you gain respect through confidence. You become a good leader through confidence. You just have to really understand who you are, why you are, lay that foundation for yourself, and just make it rock freaking solid. And so that you can, the more information that you feed yourself, and the more stability, well, nope, that's going to go together. The more information that you feed yourself, you're giving yourself the more stability. And so it's just like being a tarot reader, if you don't know what you're talking about, then you're not going to approach a reading with confidence, because you don't know what you're talking about. So there has to be just this beautiful coming to something. And you know what, even if, so all that aside, what just came to my mind too, a big phrase in the fitness biz when you teach group fitness classes, or you're starting with a new client that has an injury that you haven't dealt with before, and this isn't probably going to gain confidence in some trainers, but we always say fake it till you make it. And so even if you don't have that confidence, we can always fake it, because again, if we approach something and we tell somebody this is just how it is, this is just who we are, this is how we practice, and it's something that you can either accept or you cannot, because at the end of the day, it's not up to you whether they're going to accept you for it. I can tell you my family does not accept me for it, but that doesn't alter my confidence at all. I love who I am, and I love how I practice, and I love my red earth practice, and I love my animals. And I receive so much hate for being a pale-faced native, and it does not deter me from being the person that I am, and hanging this guy off of my wall. It doesn't. And you have to come at it from that sort of place, that no matter what they say, because at the end of the day, if they don't agree with you, is that going to make you stop? I hope not. I hope not. And so just come at this from that sort of space and that sort of mindset, and I think that it'll go better than you think it will.
All right, well, I got the finishing, the closer, the great closer, and everyone will love this because it is the elements, the representations, the energies of the Norse All-Father Odin and the Hanged Man. Woo! I'm going to say what hasn't been said yet, and I'm just going to say it. Whence coming out of any broom closet, particularly, I note the reference to stake, and I immediately then think witch, okay? I might be assuming, but let's face it, I rarely do. So I'm going to go ahead and say that you're walking the green path, you're walking the witch's path, right? That is a very triggery type of existence, and that shouldn't hinder you in any way, of course, but it is a very triggery type of existence. And the fact of the matter is, for many people, spirituality is deeply ingrained and it's important to them. It's important for them to be accepted. At the end of the day, people want to be accepted for who they are and how they behave, right? So confidence, bang on, right? Bang on, because you need to be able to demonstrate how, you know, how amazing you are, and then allow them to make that connection for themselves that what's powering you at your very core is this beautiful spirituality that makes you look and feel and behave amazingly, right? But what Mr. Hanged Man is telling me is that when you come out with information like this, it is the cleansing fire. It is the cleansing fire. And you know what? Fire will do the back burning for you. And it's going to cleanse your space. So there will be people that will not approve, and you just need to be prepared for that, because there's an element of sacrifice here. You are putting yourself out there in a very authentic manner, and it's not going to be well received by everyone. But at the end of the day, it's not your responsibility to seek approval from anybody. It's your responsibility to be authentic, to be honest, to be kind, to be a fucking decent human being, and to conduct yourself in a manner that is befitting a king and or queen. So when you go to take those steps to share that truth for yourself, with your loved ones, understand that yes, you might lose a friend or two. You might even have a parent close the door on you. But I assure you, at the end of the day, when you continue to live your life in a beautiful, authentic way, that door will eventually come open and the apology will come at you, not from you. So that's my take there.
Avalon taking us to church. Oh my God. I wanted to stand up so many times and stomp my feet and wave my hands and say, yes, Mom, yes, Mom, preach it. Preaching the good word.
Preach. We need to wrap it up though, because our poor brother, 4:30 in the morning, comes early.
Does.
And I have a ton of shit to do after this.
It's true.
But nobody knows
true.
it.
And I apparently have to do something like get my nominations in or something. I don't know.
Yeah, we have to do some nominations. We need to do some nominations for our Spread This Witches awards that we're hosting. So make sure that you guys are nominating, because let's face it, it's your community. It's you people that are being nominated, and it's not about us, it's about you. So get your nominations in. Look up that information on our website, on our Facebook page, and just get ready to put your stuff down on paper.
Okay, she means vote, because we're doing the nomination. We're doing.
Yes, right, yes.
Yeah, they're just voting.
Yes,
they're voting on the nominee. Yes. You kept saying get your nominations in, and I'm thinking, oh, geez. No, I'm not doing any more nominations.
My wording was a bit off. My sentiment was there, but my wording was off. That's what I meant.
That's like earlier when Chase said, I have the four of cards.
4 of cards. I said the 4 of cards, and I realized it after, and I was like, fuck, I'm just going to roll with it. I'm rolling with it. I'm not even going to correct myself. I'm too tired.
It is the 4 of cards. I'm going to close this up with a Sacred Creator Whisper of Wisdom, because this has been the ultimate palette cleanser of a deck. Can we just give, again, the beautiful Chris Ann Donnelly a shout out for her wonderful creation? I've still got an itchy bite in my ear. It's the thing. All right.
I'm so angry.
May I have the floor?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Prosperity's sisters are happiness and joy.
Always.
There we go. So special emphasis on happiness, joy, being awesome in every way, shape or form, giving this live cast a thumbs up, sharing this video as much as possible, and just helping us help you. So.
Oh my God, that's awesome. Joe said he ordered
What?
a copy of Sacred Creators because of tonight.
Oh, yeah, I love that. I love it. I love it.
That's awesome.
I love it. So I too drew the card of joy. So everything Avalon said, yes, ×2.
Oh, come on. Y'all are going to make me pull another card? All right, fine.
Yeah, that's what you have to have, like, your closing statement. Mine is the hummingbird, which
I didn't know we were in court. Like, damn it. Not prepared. And you know I don't like to not be prepared.
No, I didn't know that about you at all.
No, didn't.
What I hear from you is I like to be spontaneous. I like everything to just be really spontaneous.
Okay, well, let me just say that she jokes, but I get messages, and I shit you not, people. These messages read like this: "Are you decent? We're going live. When? 10 minutes.
Right now."
I'm like, what the hell? Okay, so I got
it in my pants.
I got Dress of Alchemy, release your power. So harness your power, happiness, joy, let your light shine brightly, and be a beacon for other people.
Booyah.
Oh, yay. Okay, tomorrow night. Okay, let's talk about tomorrow night real quick. Tomorrow night, we're doing another live cast. It's going to be all about our STW community deck. We are not responding to submission emails because people, that is like 60 individual emails. I'm not doing it. So if you want to know more details about who's been accepted, who needs things, like I have people that didn't give channel links, stuff like that. We're going to talk about that tomorrow in the live cast. So be at that live cast if you're wanting to participate. We are also going to talk about theme tomorrow night. And we are going to have a couple of themes that we've pre-thought of, and you guys will get to give us your input on which one you like better than the others. And that's tomorrow night, same time, 8:30 Central Standard Time. Or if you're in Australia, it's 11:30 Queensland time. God, I'm getting these time conversions down.
She knows. That's because you have to know. Eventually, you're going to be living here, so you need to know the time zone that you're moving to. So let's just call that common sense, yeah?
He just made that a thing.
Oh, you don't even. Chase has no idea what's going on. By the way, Peter.
Dark side, or light side, because we're an island with palm trees, bitches.
Oh, Lord.
All right, well, we are going live again tomorrow because we are busy. We're busy little bees, right? We're going live again tomorrow. We've got lots of things to discuss. We might put some of these themes to a community vote. So if you guys like voting on awesome things, then come for that and give us some ideas as well, and listen to what we have to say, and also notify other channels. Notify other channels about this. I can't emphasize that enough. Can I emphasize that enough? No. I can't. Notify other channels. I have heard a lot of people say, I would love it if Kellyanne Maddox of the Four Queens, Kellyanne, could do a card. Well, tell her about it, because I'm sure Kellyanne is very, very busy and doesn't even know about Spread This Witches yet. We're very new. We're very little. We've been around for a little while individually, but as a collective unit, we're only very new. So we need your support for this. If you would like her to do a card, let her know. If you want Molly from Her Speak to do a card, let her know. If you want Elle from Sacred Seed to do a card, let her know. If you want Jacqueline Dubois to do a card, let them know. Joanna DeVoe, let them know. Let them know, okay? And we require you to help propel the message out there. So consider this the old-fashioned little whisper in the ear. So I'm telling you, you tell your neighbor, who tells his neighbor, and then on and on and on, right? So let's do that. Let's do some of that old-fashioned, lovely, heart-spaced sharing that we like to do. So anything else that needs to be said at this point?
think we have covered it all.
We've got it. We love your faces. And we will see you tomorrow night. Bye.
Fabulous.